Hello and welcome. You're tuned into CNBC TV18 Prime. Let's get cracking on a brand new edition of the Big C. I'm Manisha Gupta, back with your daily dose of commodities, cryptos and currencies. Joining us then is Harish Ahuja. He's head sustainability, power and carbon markets at the National Stock Exchange. Mr. Ahuja, hi, thank you so much for joining in. And when it comes to energy, well, it has various aspects to it, but electricity is something that world over has seen very strong demand in the previous year and has seen further gains in 2025 as well. Having electricity futures being run for the last 3 months now on NSE, what has been your sense and how have the price discovery happened? How have you seen the last 3 months to begin with? Dr. Ahuja, hi, you can hear my voice?
Yes, Manisha, now I can hear you.
All right. So I was asking you that it's been 3 months for electricity futures now. What is it that you can share with us in sense of price discovery and overall experience with it?
Good afternoon, Manisha. First of all, on behalf of NSE, I like to offer my sincere thanks to all the viewers and especially you for taking your important time and talking about digital future. I think in one line, it has been an awesome experience for us in terms of the participation from all the categories of customer, discom, utilities, traders. I like to share some data. In last 3 months, in fact, we started electricity future, which is a monthly future in month of 14 July for August contract. So far, we have seen reasonably good volume. I'll talk about last 3 months volume, August, September, October. We had done around 3,16,000 lots, around 16 billion units. In terms of turnover, around 6,500 crores turnover. The most important thing is our volumes, in fact, in terms of liquidity, we are very close to the spot. When I say spot means the physical power market where day-ahead market and the real-time price market is working on. So real-time market and spot markets are doing roughly around 250 to 60 MUs, and we are doing around similar 225 to 50 MUs, which is very close to what exactly normally we look into the early months, and the response has been very good. In terms of price discovery, I'll share a very important update that our price benchmark, which is NSE electricity future benchmark prices, have been taken by utilities for now recent auction closure also. I'll show the specific data as we move on. Thank you.
Mr. Ahuja, also, when you look at the participation, and that is the next big piece when you look at a contract specification or the overall success of a contract therein, how have you seen participation come in? Would you say many of the electricity companies or the big players within the space are now part of this or are in process of being part of this?
I think we are in touch with all the big participants, be generator, aggregator, discom utilities, industrial customer, malls, all the big companies we are in touch, especially the listed companies space also we are in touch with them. I would say your second clue is better. They are in the personal participation. When we see the numbers, it appears to us that traders are very active, and then the industrial customer, and last but not the least, generators. So in that order, they're participating. Discoms are their own time, but they're also keeping a close watch on this because they are waiting for the positive signals of regulators because they are the regulated entity to allow this kind of pass through. They would need a very clear and firm signal from regulators, though Kerala regulator has suo moto issued an order for their discoms to look into this market because very happy to share here, Manisha, that post launch of electricity futures, the spot electricity prices, which we call day-ahead market prices, has gone down by 39%. Is a kind of record. In last 3 months, when we started on 14 July 2025, the price on the spot was around 4 rupees 60 paisa, to be precise, 4 rupees 58 paisa per unit. Now, when we closed the October contract on 31st October 2025, the price was 2 rupees 80 paisa. This 4 rupees 60 paisa to 2 rupees 80 paisa is 39% reduction. And I think that I think many utilities are keen to participate here. But yet to happen, a lot of action. We are expecting this very soon.
All right. Mr. Ahuja, when you look at the electricity futures and NSE has come out with it, and it's quite different from the other commodity derivatives that we see in the space there. So clearly, it is a big leap ahead and a theme that really seems to be catching up not just in India, but outside of India as well. What is the potential of this contract? I know this is still early days. It's been just 3 months and you already have a lot to share with us in sense of numbers there and the way it has made a strong concrete presence within the Indian space. What is the potential going forward? I'm assuming that you would have worked with the framework and targets. And would you want to share that with us?
Sure. First of all, for India, it's definitely a new product because we were supposed to launch almost 12 years back, but got delayed and due to some legal clarity. Having said so, electricity futures or options or swap options in the global markets like Scandinavian countries, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, European Union, Australia, US, and for that matter, Singapore also. These are not a newcomer derivatives. For India, it's a new experiment
Hmm.
and it's been a pretty successful experience. In terms of the potential market size, I'll speak both in terms of $1 billion and in terms of the actual number which participants understand. It could be 110 billion to 150 billion dollar in a year market, and I'm talking about if we launch 2, 3 more products. But a second thing is, which is very important to understand, at present, India generates around 1900 billion units. And after taking the losses, we are consuming around 1600 BUs. So globally, the market size is around 3 to 7x of the 1600 BUs. So from, you can say, 5,000 billion units to 10,000 billion units, it could land up anywhere. Seeing similar parallels with other global peers, I do believe this is going to be roughly 9,000 to 10,000 BUs, which could be giving us a volume of 200 to 225 billion dollars. So this is the size.
To run something as huge as this, and as you said, for India, it might be an experiment, but the global markets and various countries, as you pointed out, have done quite some work in that. When you look at all of these countries, then what really has been the success rate there? And as you said, there's a spot market and then there is a derivative market, which is much higher than, and various X's on top of that. How have the international markets really succeeded in this?
So you need to understand international market. Every regulator make it mandatory for the utilities to hedge their price risk. So it goes in parallel with spot market, and it has been successful across the globe. I mean, it's not a product which would not be a success because a necessity, and most of the international market has taken more and more power to spot power and spot prices. And since the consumer are affecting day to day by these prices, they say they hedge their price risk, so the consumer is not burdened unnecessarily. I think India will follow the global peers, and it will be very successful like other international players.
Mr. Ahuja, one final one. And how would you look at the regulatory ministry respond to this, really? An important subject as it is. Are you looking at more work in tandem or in support with the ministries?
I would say this kind of product would not have come with the blessings of ministries and regulators. In fact, this product is very completely aligned with ministry and regulatory policies. In terms of more action to be done, I think regulators are watching very closely how future market is affecting the spot prices or how the participation is coming forward. Having said so, I think regulators are looking forward for 2, 3 more products like quarterly futures. At this stage, we are just launch monthly futures. We will be soon launching quarterly futures and yearly futures. And I think at this stage, policymakers are looking very keenly this space, especially for launch of CFD product, which is contract for difference product, because that will take a lot of investment in renewables. Some or other way, investment in renewables from the global participant and Indian participant had come to a level where they need to get some more acceleration. And this futures and CFD product will surely help them. So in one line, your answer is we are seeking more support from regulatory in terms of early acceptance of this product, though accepted, but in terms of giving the instruction to discoms, they're discussing with them, and every day they are taking their feedback also. But I think if regulatory commissions can have more active interactions with their discoms, it will be a good to have thing.
Mr. Ahuja, I'm going to squeeze in one last question. And since you do head sustainability and power and carbon markets, can we expect more derivative products within that space? Electricity is one, but then you are looking and overlooking at so many other things.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting question. And the COP30 is now happening today at Brazil. NSE is developing a full suite of financial products which will help the net zero transition. And in last 3 years, in fact, apart from electric future, we have experimented with sustainable linked bond, which has been successfully raised by L&T and Mindspace REIT. We are also focusing upon muni bonds, municipal bonds, because the global is a very big market. I think muni green bond for resilience adaptation would be a very good product for supporting the energy transition. Most important thing is, I think green innovate, a transmission network coming in innovative space would be a good to have thing, or it's a must to have thing. So we are working on, and last but not the least, carbon credit derivatives also are coming up. So we are working on a bouquet of products. I hope this will help the India need a $160 billion year-on-year need of the financing on climate.
Mr. Ahuja, thank you so much for joining in and really making that subject easy to understand. And what more is that we can expect from NSE in sense of derivative. Thank you for sharing that as well. Appreciate your time today with us here. Thank you. And with that, we'll slip into a short break. On the other side, though, we will talk all things cryptocurrencies with Reflexica's Ajit Khurana. Stay tuned.